I call Stuart Smith.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and it is great to get to this third reading of this very important bill, and I just want to cover a couple of points. This morning I was talking to a farmer from the Inland Road, and which demonstrates really what the some of the advantages of this particular bill. They have significant fence damage and significant water damage, stock water damage, and the ability for them to just get on and make the changes that are necessary for an animal welfare perspective, as well as a management perspective, when communications is pretty difficult, is very welcome, and it's very much appreciated by the people within the electorate. But I'd also like to point out the geographical isolation of a particular group of people who are effectively almost in a governance hole from a local body perspective. The people north of Ohau Point, where there's really the most northern slip on the State Highway 1 north of Kaikōura, and up to Tirahanga Flat, which is where Marlborough begins. So between that area, they're actually effectively, they are part of ECAN and the Kaikōura Council, but they're completely cut off from that council, whereas they are in fact a part of Marlborough for all intents and purposes. So to have some flexibility around resource consents and managing the issues that they've come up with or are in front of them, particularly around the Clarence River, that's really very, very welcome. The harbour issue is something that's really important. At the moment in South Bay, both South Bay and the harbour on the other side, on the north side of the peninsula, the sea floor has come up significantly. It was shallow in the first instance in South Bay. It is now almost not navigable except for an hour either side of high tide. So 2 hours a day makes it impossible really to do anything from that point. There also are cruise ships that are planned to call in Kaikōura. The only way those people can get ashore from the cruise ships is by tender, and that simply isn't an option other than an hour either side of high tide. So something needs to be done quickly. The council has moved quickly. They have, my understanding is they're getting a report from an engineering firm today on possible options, how that might be remediated, and that's welcomed. And I know the community simply would be unfair to have to go through the normal lengthy processes. That does not mean the environmental constraints and standards that we would normally adhere to will be trampled over. Far from it. Those people rely on their environment around them and they have a great respect for it, and it will not be damaged in any way other than is absolutely necessary. But it will get that harbour up and running again and help greatly for that community and that economy to get back on its feet. So it's with that, Mr Speaker, I commend this very valuable piece of legislation to the House.
Ko Reno